Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I'm going to talk more about the feeling of avoidant personality disorder or the avoidant behaviors. And those are social phobia, social anxiety. I'm not going to diagnose any of this, really. This is just how I see it. One size doesn't fit all. But I mentioned in another video about, more than one I think, about how it made me think of the ugly duckling story before the good ending to it. And, Avoidant did. And, the book, it's about the end of it. You basically have to find the ones you fit in with. Okay, that's how I see it. Now, how does a person find people they fit in with? When you're in school, you're a kid in school, it's easier. It's basically kind of easier because you're around the same people pretty much every day for 5 days a week during the school year, when school's in session. Yeah, and possibly for years. I know I was in school with most of them for many years, starting from kindergarten until 12th grade. You're with the same. So it's not that hard to find somebody, people, a kid, or more than one that you fit in with, a little group. Sometimes it is. Sometimes you really aren't the same. Like in the book, The Ugly Duckling, you're not the same. Where I grew up, I was basically one of the few liberal-minded students. Seriously. One of the few where I grew up. So, but because I am more liberal-minded, I'm more open-minded, I didn't have a problem being friends, with people who were more conservative. Okay? Now, not really. I think I was in a group of people who were more like, in a way, some would say misfits, but what they were not, what they didn't fit in with was people who were, not that good. See what I'm saying? And sometimes it's good to be the only person in marching and step in the band. My mother used to say that. She said, what, do they think that they're the only person in the marching and step in the band? But she'd say that at different times for different people or different reasons. Sometimes it's good if you are. You know what I mean? Anyway, I live now at this age, for years now, I live in the number 5 conservative city, at whatever is the qualifications, in the United States. I am not conservative, I'm liberal. So, misfit here. But, how would I find people to fit in with? And I went through this when, not long after we first moved into this area, I tried joining different kinds of clubs. Most often, it was women's clubs because, I'm female and I wanted to be around other females. And, a lot of them, many of them weren't working, whether they were stay-at-home moms or retired stay-at-home. Along this line. And I was either basically in the next stage in life than them. I wasn't still at that age that they were, having babies and along that line. And I wasn't also the ones that were retired. So, retirement ages. And that was tough, okay? And some of them were, joined one where they play bridge or canasta. Now, I know how to play canasta. I think that's how you say it. It was a long time ago. I'd have to learn it again. But bridge? No. Never played it. And I don't have the urge to learn that one. But, and I played chess. I taught myself years ago how to play chess. But I was pretty good at it, too. Anyway, and I tried joining from going to a church and joining, I was really leery of this church because it was one really huge church, 1,000+ members. And so I thought I'd join like one was a woman's group and another one was a singles group. I was single at the time. And the woman's group, they asked me, are you from this city? The city is rather well off, let me put it that way. And the snobbery to it, and yes, I am, but, from the city, but the snobbery, the sense of, elitism, just really turned me off that a church you know, that was what they kept asking me. Different ones. Are you from here? Are you from here? You know, like only people from this area can be in our church. That's just all kinds of wrong to me, you know. So anyway, I didn't want to be a part of something that was that superficial. So, you know, that kind of attitude, really. And I tried more than one, but, you know, shouldn't say anything bad about them. And so I gave up at some point. Now, I had moved away for a while. I was moving around for a while. Adam stayed here. I moved around, and when I finally did like back here, you know, came back. Yeah, I'd been to moved to a lot of places, and I was helping take care of my mom and different things like that. Okay, now since I've been back, slowly but surely, I've been finding the places where I belong, and I had given up trying to find, you know, or going to groups. There's, you know, I can't say anything about all of them, but the ones that I saw, you know, you join some kind of group, whatever it was online, and you meet people in person. It was a different one, but no. Usually they already know one another, and you are the one that stands out. Even if you try to get involved, no, they already have their little cliques, and it wasn't for me. I didn't want to go through high school again. You know, that is a high school kind of behavior. So to me, the way to find, and it doesn't work for everybody, is to do, like, I've heard people say, do something that you love to do. And then maybe you'll find somebody that way. You know, like if you're, like me, a bookworm, go to a library. Now, I don't do that. But, you know, or just anything that is you know, is what you enjoy doing. Even if you have to join something, as long as your doctor says it's okay to join some kind of, if it's whatever it is, you know, like some kind of baseball, softball, some kind of sport, and, you know, you join it, whatever it is you like. But I think I agree with that to some extent. I don't think one size doesn't fit all to me. Not everybody's going to find success. They might actually run across some of these, you know, these bad people. Narcissistic, as many people call them. But for me, and I think I've mentioned this in videos, I made some videos, I don't know if I'm going to put them up, but for me it was finding a place, and it's a mixture, you know, mixture of places that just make me feel like these are people who know me or are like me. Anyway, now we'll wrap this video up. School that out, but yeah, you know, I had to find places where that the people fit me. You know, I fit them. We're a great fit. I don't have any like real friends, but some of the people are friendly. I've seen them more than once, and my thing is I don't go often enough, and I really do need to get in that habit of going to, you know, have my kind of cheers place. You know, again, I don't drink. I don't do, you know, the drink, the whole bar scene kind of thing. And this is not a bar that I go to. But yeah, you know, you can find restaurants and other, you know, I could find those, and I found those that where there are regulars in there, you know, like regular customers, regular employees, people who own it work there. One of them I went to today, I think I always see the same people in two of them. And so, you know, it's good just to have that kind of social interaction where the people know you, even if you're the customer and they're the, you know, owner or their employee. Somebody knows you. Somebody knows you exist. That's how I see it. And, you know, there's a grocery store I go to. One of them, I know the people. You usually know all the people working there. Today there were some different ones, but usually there's always at least one or two I've known for years. And I think that's a very important. And, you know, from a sociological perspective, yeah, it's very important. I live in a really huge suburb of Dallas. You know, it's getting close to 300,000 people, I think, you know, population. And it's the whole thing, it makes me think of Durkheim, and, you know, and why, well, it's too long to go into detail on that. But yeah, so it's good to have people around you, people who know you, somebody who's seen you before, who recognizes you, even if it's just, you know, just a second you're in that store or that restaurant or however long you're in the restaurant, and you're checking out online, something. And I'm telling you, when I start to feel isolated, because, you know, like people I know are either working during the day or whatever, you know, a lot of people work during the day. I go to a store, I go to somewhere, you know, to where somebody knows me, okay? But now, that of finding an actual group, I'm working on it. I'll tell you what happens to me. Now, these days, I will say this, you know, a lot of people find that online, but there is something I remember studying, I think it was both in sociology and psychology, about how important it is to have actual, you know, face-to-face, the person face-to-face with you, even if you don't touch, you know, like you shake their hand or give them a hug or something like that. It's still important, the importance of having somebody that you could hug or you could shake hands with. You could have human contact in just that kind of manner. You know, to see somebody, to actually see them, they see you. How important it is. Now, I mean, there's different ways that sociologists would see it and psychologists would see it. I'm a social psychologist, so hey, you know, I just got to add them all together. But yeah, there are reasons why that is important. So now some people can't do anything but online, and that's very important to them that they have that online in relationships. And it is important to have some communication with other people. So, you know, but if you can have contact with other people, you know, if there's no reason why you shouldn't. Yeah, like me, I avoided so much this year around of getting the flu. I really tried hard. Didn't go to as many places as I usually do. And it seems like a lot of people are getting flu this late. Here it is in April, almost mid-April. And people are still getting the flu. Yeah, well, we still had freezing temperatures for 2 days in a row in Texas. So, hey, April. Anyway, when I start to get silly, I'm going to wrap it up. And if you want to subscribe, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click on the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, share if you would. And I'll talk to y'all in another video. Bye.